Alright, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys the absolute best way to consistently win solo matches, especially right now in Season 7. It really is just a play style you have to use. But with this play style, you know, if you don't care too much about kills and you strictly want the W, then this is the video for you. I'm going to be showing you guys pretty much how to guarantee yourself, like I said, you know, 3-4 wins a day. Before I actually started with the video, I just want to go ahead and say if you guys are new around here, make sure you do go ahead and subscribe. You know, as I do post videos just like this, is a prime example of what I post on my channel, you know, tips, tricks, just to help you guys get better. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. Alright, so we're just going to go and jump right into the gameplay. Now, this is in replay mode as I wasn't recording whenever I actually got this gameplay, but I think this is a prime example of how to pretty much put all of the tips that I'm about to give you in use and kind of like, you know, utilize them. So right here, I hear a guy in the distance. This is right off the start of the game, so I know he doesn't have too many mats. Honestly, those two walls right there that he built was probably all the mats that he had. Plus, I knew that I had 100 health and 100 shield. I don't think he hit me one time, but I ended up, you know, just taking his loot. Right here, I'm rearranging my inventory so you can't actually see it. Getting on to the next gunfight, because there were quite a few people that landed here in Haunted. I was just landing here for a challenge, and I guess they were too. Right here, I'm kind of like right-hand peeking or left side peeking. I've heard it been called two different things. It's pretty much just where you peek over the right-hand shoulder of your character. So I'm just going to refer to it as right-hand peeking. So right here, I hear two people in this building, and I hear two different sets of footsteps, and I know that they hear each other, so they're probably trying to find each other. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay low, and I'm not gonna, you know, start building and give away my position. In fact, I'm actually gonna back up just so I have a wider view of the church in case they hop on the roof. Right there, I see somebody immediately hop up on the roof, so I'm gonna pull out my hunting rifle. I'm gonna take a shot. I don't end up hitting him, but I know he doesn't really know where that shot came from, as he probably thinks it was a guy in front of him. So I end up easily taking him out. And because I didn't build or make my position known, because I shot whenever they were shooting at each other, that guy had no idea where I was. He didn't even try building. I guess he was just trying to back up into, you know, like a corner. So I end up easily getting the hunting rifle shot on him. Right here, I'm pretty much just picking up loot and just kind of, you know, exchanging stuff out. Like I said, you guys can't really see it because it is in replay mode, but I try to cut a lot of that out just to, you know, save time and everything. So right here, we're moving on to the next thing. Now, this right here is a big tip I want to give you guys. This is, you know, actually kind of two tips. So as you can see, I'm going to start boxing up around this tree, and you'll see me box up around trees, box up around buildings, and box up around like big rocks, pretty much just to try to get extra cover. You know, the more cover, the better. Another thing right here I'm going to show you guys, and this right here is a huge tip. Make sure you guys use this. Pretty much what it is that it's going to be where you're going to edit through a cone, and you're going to be able to look through it. Now, you actually can't see it here because I am in replay mode, but I will have a video on the screen right here, or a clip. You'll be able to see what I'm talking about, where you can pretty much edit and then look through the cone without actually, you know, fully opening it up to where other people can see you. That is a huge tip. Tons of pros use it. You know, it's seen in scrims 24/7, and I highly suggest it. You know, if someone starts shooting at you, you can immediately edit out and then just start ramping up and then immediately get high ground. Super easy, and it's a super good tactic that you guys have to use, especially if you're trying to get these solo victories. So right here, we're moving into the next, you know, kind of like little gunfight. Another third partying is very essential. Some people, as soon as they hear gunshots, they'll immediately start third partying. What I like to do is that I like to keep my cover low, and I like to push up whenever I see, you know, that they're either super close to each other and they're fighting, so there's probably going to be a few shotgun hits that land from the other players on each other, so I know that they're going to be super weak. Right here, what I was looking for, I was looking to hear the sound of the gun that they were using, and then looking in the kill feed, which you guys can't see, for, you know, someone to die. So I heard a shotgun shot, and then I saw someone got shotgunned in the kill feed as soon as I heard it. I also saw the guy die, so, you know, I guess that's another thing. So right here, I'm pretty much just taking the loot. I'm trying to look up here and seeing if this guy had any loot. I guess all he had was an RPG. And the reason I'm willing to take all this storm damage, as you guys can probably see, is that the storm is way past Dusty, is because I see a quad back here. Now, if you guys haven't seen my previous video, I'll have it linked on the screen now. You can click that and you can watch how to fly quads. Pretty much there's two different methods. Right here, I'm using kind of the third method, which I did touch on in the video, or, you know, the second method, which I did touch on in the video. Pretty much you're able to travel a long distance super quick, but you don't get too much altitude, and I guess you have more risk of hitting the ground. As you can see, I almost hit the ground here a few times, but I actually end up managing to clutch it up and get out of the storm. pretty quickly actually. Like I actually end up flying all the way past Dusty, and I end up flying, you know, past Salty and everything like that. Another fun fact, this quad had like 4 health, so I knew if I hit the ground it was done for. Right here I start lagging in the air and it messes up my flying, but you know, it's whatever. And then so I jump off and I'm trying to run to the circle, but this guy has a different idea. He's gonna try to pin me down as the circle's coming, so I'm gonna back up, and I notice he doesn't start building, and I hear a boombox being thrown. So I know that this guy can't be too good. So right here he's trying to spam me out, and I hear him fire up a minigun. So I'm gonna immediately jump up, take a rocket, and then jump down, and then just AR him as he's trying to get out of the storm. He wasn't building at all, so I knew he wasn't that good of a player, so I wasn't really too worried. Right here I see a med kit, and I know that I have a chug jug, but I also know that this is a med kit, and I also know that I don't have too much health. So even though I'm in the storm, I'm still gonna box up, as you don't know who is trying to come out of the storm with you, and they could be behind you. You know, that is a free and easy kill. I'll do that all the time. You know, if I'm following someone in the storm, I'll wait until they just come out of the storm to start healing, or you know, if they start healing in the storm, then I'll start taking shots. Right there, again, like I said, I ended up using a rock just to, you know, build cover around me. And then right here is getting into the next gunfight. Now I see that there is brick walls being built over there, and they're not destroyed because I actually see them building. So I know someone's about to come out, and lo and behold, he does end up coming out. Now I could have taken shots right there, but I wanted to make sure I had a clear line of sight, so I didn't want to take a shot and then for him to disappear behind, you know, kind of like the little hill, and then be able to heal up. So right there, as he was coming out from behind it, I actually ended up just taking a few quick shots, and they were headshots, so I ended up downing him really quickly. Right here I'm just switching out some loot. I'm gonna be on my way. So getting on to right here, what's gonna be going on is that, as you guys can see, I'm gonna be using the cone method again, along with building around another object, you know, or a building. So I'm gonna use a rock right here, and I'm gonna end up cone peeking. But I'm actually going to cut that out just because I don't want to bore you guys too much with me just kind of sitting and cone peeking. So right here I'm going to end up pushing up because, you know, we're getting on to like the final, you know, circles of the game. Right here I see a few guys. I could have taken a shot, but I decided not to, as I didn't have a clear line of sight. Now if he would have stopped and started healing, you best believe I would have taken some shots at him and downed him immediately, especially just because I knew I had a gold AK, and I knew that that thing hits for, you know, a massive amount of damage to the head, which I definitely would have lined up a headshot. That's another thing. Take your time, line up headshots. The guy that you just seen me killed, you know, I took my time and I lined up a few headshots. Right there, whenever I built, you saw that there was, where I heard that there was a guy in the building. So right here I'm waiting for the storm to push that guy out. So that little, you know, kind of box I built, I was just listening for him. And right here, the storm is actually going to end up pushing him out. He has no clue I'm here. I'm going to take a shotgun shot. He's going to turn around. Right here, I start lagging. Like you'll see, I hit a really bad lag spike, but for some reason I couldn't hit my shotgun shots here. So I'm just going to go ahead and blame it on the lag. He actually hits me for a large amount of damage. You guys can't see, but I had like 14 health. As you can see right there, I had a huge lag spike. It's just one of those things. It seems like the later the game is, the more laggy my game gets every now and then. So right here, I'm looking around for a med kit. I'm thinking he doesn't have one, but he does having one, so it really ended up saving me. Right here, I'm going to push into another building. Now I hear a guy trying to fly down on me, so I'm going to put up traps. And I'm thinking about healing right there, but I decide not to. I decide to actually go through this door, go over through here, and then build a ramp and just heal right there. Now I know that there's 3 people left, including me. So I hear one of them on the roof of my building that I'm in, and then I know that there's another one over on the kind of like the hotel slash motel, you know, the big building in Paradise, because I hear him start firing RPG rockets down at the guy on top of this roof. So I know these 2 guys are fighting, so I'm trying to let them fight it out because I am going for the victory here. Now I notice that the storm is in the opposite direction of which I'm facing now, so I'm going to turn around and I'm going to start actually breaking out this wall just as a quick escape plan. And what's going to happen is that you're going to see right here is that I guess in the midst of him firing RPGs and me trying to, you know, get out of this wall, the guy actually ended up jumping down. I'm going to take my time here and line up a few good shotgun shots. I know I could have shotgunned him, then immediately switched like my AK and then, you know, kind of just sprayed him out. Right here, I know that this guy has to come toward me, and I didn't know he had a launch pad, but turns out he did. He actually had quite a few launch pads. So right here, I'm going to try to take a few shots on him, but it doesn't hit. Now I know this guy has an RPG, so I'm going to immediately start building floors above me just so he can't RPG me. I'm going to try to get high ground right here just to try to take him out, but he actually ends up disappearing and I actually can't find him. Right there, I see he had another launch pad, so I'm going to take a few shots at him. I'm just going to LT spam him in the air and let my aim assist do all the work for me. Right here, I'm going to start building a little bit, but then I realize I can just take his launch pad and then just jump up on a build higher than his. Right here, he misses all of his shots in the air. I guess I could have started building right here, but I'd actually decided not to. I just decided to actually use an RPG. Right there, I hit another lag spike. Like I said, late game for me can sometimes be super painful just because, you know, I hit lag spikes, but it is what it is. Right there, I'm gonna put down a campfire. Even though I don't use the full campfire and I don't fully get my health back, it doesn't matter. Any little bit of health that I can get in, you know, kind of like this crazy time right here where there's just, you know, me and one other guy left and he has high ground on me, I'll take any bit of health I can actually get. Right here, I'm gonna go ahead and reload the RPG, and I'm gonna start pushing up, because what I'm trying to do right here is I'm trying to put down a launch pad. I try to launch pad, and then I realize the dude is building cones, but I realize that he's not fully like reinforcing his cones with floors beneath them. So I know he's not too good, and I also see that he's not editing his floors or cones to get a good angle on me. So I know he's not too good. So right here, I immediately RPG out a weak spot, deagle him, and then shotgun him, and that ends the game. I end up getting the victory. All right, and just to reiterate for you guys one last time, in case I was going a little bit too fast, you know, tip number 1 is going to be to third party at the right time. Don't, you know, just go running out like a madman whenever you see 2 people fighting. Wait for the right time, you know, wait for one of them to die, or, you know, wait for them to be in a close range shotgun fight to start, you know, taking some shots at them. You know, tip number 2 is don't build when you don't have to. You know, lay low, especially, you know, if you're about to third party a fight. Don't just go running in and building your own stuff, because then you're going to give, you know, your position away, and they're going to know that, hey, there's someone else in this fight now. Tip number 3 is going to be boxing up at the edge of circles. So, you know, if you're coming out of the storm, immediately box up, and then try to use, you know, like a tree, you know, a rock, a building, some sort of object to provide you additional cover. You know, tip number 4 is going to be to cone peek. This kind of ties into the last tip. You know, once you box up, use a cone and then peek through it. You know, I showed you guys a clip in the video. Just make sure you use that, and you're going to be able to see other people without them seeing you. If they start, you know, taking shots at your builds, and you can immediately just edit out and start ramping up, and then you'll have high ground on them. And then, you know, tip number 5 is going to be to keep applying these tips. I know that sounds super weird, but I will see a lot of people that will, you know, take tips, or, you know, they'll watch videos on how to get better at Fortnite, and then they'll apply those tips for the first 2 or 3 games. And because of how long some games can last, they'll slowly start forgetting to apply, you know, what they had just learned, and then their gameplay will kind of slowly revert back to how they were playing before. So make sure you guys constantly remind yourself to use these tips, and I believe you guys will end up winning more solo games. This is how I come out every single day with, you know, 3 or 4 solo games, by playing, you know, for just, you know, a few hours. Super easy, super simple, and I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If these tips did help you guys out, make sure you do drop a like, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.